Most people know by now that this month is my 30-year anniversary working in HIV. And I have been taking a stroll down memory lane, just thinking about how those two words, HIV and AIDS, has impacted my entire life. Um, this picture here was taken 11 months after the first 5 AIDS cases was reported in the MMWR. And I remember this day so vividly. It was actually one of the most favorite days of my life. My mom had us to pose for a family portrait. That part was not fun. Those of you who know me know I hate taking pictures. But after that, we got a chance to go see the musical Annie. And I knew then that music was going to play such a vital part of my life. That's another announcement, not this announcement. Um, but I was 8 years old, and we are almost 1 year into the epidemic. Now, this picture was taken in May 1991, and this is 1 month before I become an AIDS per educator at the University of Florida. Go Gators. Y'all know I was going to do that. And this picture was taken last month, and I am now 40 something. Notice how you move from the actual age to now the something age, but my whole life is captured through the lens of HIV. Now, 2023 is going to be a big year for my family. This baby here, isn't she precious? Um, is now this young lady here. She is still precious and gorgeous. She's going to be graduating high school and starting the next amazing chapter of her life. And I will be retiring from HIV on World AIDS Day 2023. So, why announce my retirement 30 months in advance? Because too many Black leaders have transitioned from this world or transitioned from this work without leaving behind a blueprint uh, to help those who are currently in leadership and the future leaders, to move our advocacy and our influence and power from good to great. And I just want to thank a young man, Charles Stevens, the CEO of the Counter Narrative Project, for helping me to get to this point of ensuring that I don't walk away without that information and knowledge transfer um, to this current leadership, so that we don't lose ground in our movement. The truth is, I've been intentional about implementing my succession plan since last year, 2020. I've only accepted opportunities that gave me a chance to either focus on my three priority areas, which we'll talk about in just a moment, or gave me an opportunity to provide knowledge, support current and future leaders in HIV. One of my final projects will be to develop training institutes for the three priority areas for me. One of those institutes will be the Black Women and Biomedical Interventions Institute. I know many of you are aware that next year will be the 10-year anniversary since the FDA approved a medication for pre-exposure prophylaxis. We have not seen the groundbreaking access and uptake of PrEP among Black women that has happened for other populations across the country. This institute is going to address why and provide tools and strategies for how we scale up that work. There are some amazing projects that are happening led by Black women all across the US. And this institute is going to bring those together, give you examples of tools, templates, and strategies that might work for your jurisdiction to ensure that Black women have the same rights as all other populations in terms of knowledge of biomedical interventions, in terms of access of biomedical interventions, and in terms of support. The second institute is going to focus on strategies to end racism in public health settings. We oftentimes focus on individual behavior, but we're not looking at the systemic changes that are necessary for one to be able to focus on individual behaviors. And so this institute addresses that. What does it look like to go beyond declaring racism as a public health crisis to doing jurisdictional assessments, identifying where some of those areas are that need to be focused on and changed? What does the action plan looks like? And what does the new structure looks like in terms of interfacing with the public? And then finally, preparing Black health department staff for executive leadership. There is not a lack of Black staff working within health departments. There is a lack of Black staff that are in key decision-making positions, both at local and state health departments. And so this institute will share some of the skills that are needed. We will be using myself as case studies for the amazing highs that I have had in my health department career, and also those rock bottom lows, and even how you take those rock bottom lows and the national negative press and how you make that work to your advantage. And these three institutes that are near and dear to me will be virtual. They become a part of my legacy and my continued contribution to HIV even after I retire. Now, to be able to finalize these three institutes, it will take $30,000 to do so. And I know 30 has come up a lot today. 30 years of HIV for my contribution, announcing my retirement 30 months in advance, virtual training institutes totaling $30,000. And now I'm asking you for a minimum donation of $30 to contribute to the investment of ending HIV for Black communities through these institutes. where our focus will be leadership, strategy, and service. The ways that you can donate is showing on the screen now. And I just want to thank you in advance for your contribution. I want to thank everybody who has played a role in my career over the past 3 decades. Thank you to those who loved and cared and mentored and prayed for me. Thank you to those who've been some of the greatest cheerleaders for the LMB team. Thank you to those who wanted me to succeed. And I even thank those who plotted and schemed, wishing I would fail. And I'm really serious about that. I do thank you because I couldn't have made it this far without you. Every fiery dart that was sent my way, or it caused my faith to grow stronger and my compassion to grow bigger, and my love for humanity to suffocate all the darkness out so I can walk in the marvelous light. And you did that for me, so thank you. Again, ways that you can donate is still showing on the screen. And thank you so much.